See there's a natural
like a volcanic
vortex
rock,
right there. You can see the circle?
and then there's these strange green rocks.
Yeah, that's natural.
And when you stand on two
That's
these
energy.
Rocks,
And it
these things look at
holds panic, right? But look at these ones. Look at these rocks here. They're these green rocks. There's circles of rocks everywhere you go. So here's another circle right here. Like standing stones wherever you go.
it's weird. This one tones when it goes around. So this is, the whole area up here is the root chakra, and you can see this is another double tree.
Like Mexican with the hips.
Oh yeah. Yeah, really?
So if you look here, there is a dragon. Very solidly a dragon.
Go through back into time or whatever.
Or forward, or
forward, or lose sense of all
it
time.
helps you step out of time.
Kevin and I, this is the tent we in One with the Herd. You know when I told the story? This is the first tent we built, I think.
Oh my. This is the oldest known mantra known to man. So that would certainly ground us. It purifies the listener as well as the singer. Om Bhu Bhuva Svaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhu Bhuva Svaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhu Bhuva Svaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. You know, you get all of these crazy things on your emails and they fill up with a bunch of crap all the time. Every once in a while a gem comes through. I'm going to read you one of these gems. Because my teacher was Cherokee, this one speaks to me. So, it's titled Two Wolves. One evening, an old Cherokee told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside people. He said, "My son, the battle is between two wolves inside us all. One is evil. It is anger, envy, jealousy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. And the other is good. It is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith." The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, "Which wolf wins?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one you feed." So I have copies for you on that one. I think we were feeding joy tonight.
The red-tailed hawk, the wind, the birds, the animals, the insects, the horses, forest, hills, mountains, and meadows, white buffalo woman, my mother, archangels, Holy Spirits, and Jesus, and all the healing and the awarenesses that they represent, have given me a new outlook on life, on the life I have to live. My mother's last request in May 2000 was to go camping again with her family, so we packed up and headed out. Her frail, cancer-ridden body was so cold, but she refused to come inside. She needed to see the glorious gifts, so we piled more blankets on her and around her. She needed to see the glorious gifts God had bestowed on us, so we put more blankets on her. My mother lived to enjoy the great outdoors. I have held on to my mom for almost 9 years now. She revealed to me one afternoon as I was coming from the gatehouse singing Billy Boy all the way through for the first time because Carol had so graciously wrote it out for me. The song was all about Billy being sad because this young girl would not leave her mother. In the song, Billy is my horse and I'm the girl. Climbing yet another mountain in my tears and torment, torture of pain, Jesus led me to a spot on this rock-covered hillside to cry it out. When I opened my eyes, I was hugging a rock that looked like yet another buffalo head and one horn. I focused my eyes and thoughts of Mum poured in as I studied the greenery around it. I turned to look at a magnificent spruce tree and noticed at the top it was parted in two. So I put two and two together, and my mother clearly stated she had chosen her land and needed to stay here. So I immediately went to crying for another hour or so, not wanting to let her go. So I finally realized what I had to do, and I let her free to be with Spirit. And she immediately returned to me in the form of a grasshopper, climbing up my sleeve and out my shoulder sleeve, turned on a rock right in front of me and winked and jumped towards the split tree that it represented. It represented us taking a new path, free of pain, separate. The rest of the week has been grounding, dirt, sweat, and tears. Wave after wave of these kinds of realizations, no more strife in my life, I say. All my cares have been taken away. No more sleepless nights of fears. It is finished. As I sat on top of the rock-covered moss, being warmed by the sunlight with my blanket wrapped around me this morning, I smudged and gave thanks and released my turkey feather. She was my land eagle. I couldn't help but feel so refreshed, cleansed, and renewed. This overwhelming wave of gratitude for the new life ahead of me. Clarity, direction, loved by Jesus, and the love connection to all involved, especially the horses. And I signed it. Thank you, Gateway 2 Ranch, in love and light.
Zeni, before you came and before your parents knew your name, a hawk with amber wings descended from the sky and came to rest so near that her eyes looked straight into your mother's heart. From this messenger, your mother knew you would be. Sky rolls, as the hawk descends, volumes fold and fade away, allowing night to end. Seeing the truth so near to us causes us to bend. Earth shakes and sky rolls as the hawk descends, as the hawk descends. Gather the feathers, whisk the air, cry to the winds on high, announcing the time is near to us. This child will ride the sky. Let the winds blow on this day in May. Let the winds blow, all her cares away.
My experiential walk has just been such a joy for me. while honoring the faith traditions of everyone around the world, and remembering the joy I get from my Swinomish friends. Coast Salish Chief Dan George and Chief Seattle are two of my heroes, and Lakota Medicine Man Black Elk. And I love what the Dalai Lama says, kindness is my religion. So the Golden Rule is universal. And I love the writings of Sufi masters Rumi and Hafiz. So this is a place where we can celebrate the universal love of God, and it's just really very special to me. My session with Billa today was really about remembering, and it was so profoundly, incredibly moving on every level, and I will remember it forever.
I knew I had to come here. It was an absolute, I was just drawn as from when I first heard about Gateway 2 and I looked at Liz's website. There was something in the back of me that it just was locked in from that moment. And when I went and printed off the dates of the workshops, then I was really committed, because I just highlighted the first one with my yellow pen, and I thought, that is it. And everything just fell into place. Everything, all the planets aligned, and it became so effortless to get here. I didn't have too many expectations, but I knew it would be life-changing. I knew it would be really special. And I think the thing that I probably got most out of it was the work with Bila, the shamanic work, which I haven't been involved in before. I absolutely loved the exercise of preparing the mandala and going through the 3 stages of that. Each day getting more information and moving through that, and I felt like I did it really effortlessly, and I got what I was meant to get out of it at the end, which was the lesson in non-attachment. And I think I was thinking about it and thinking, God, somebody could go through therapy for 10 years and still not reach the point that we all reached doing this exercise over 3 days. It was very profound, and it really, I felt it keyed into me at a very deep level. Natural horsemanship was two-dimensional. It's about the relationship with you and your horse. And when we look back at where we've come from the normal world with horses, it seemed one-dimensional. It seemed all about the ego, all about competition, all about control. So moving from the way we were doing it originally, which was very one-dimensional and about the ego, into two-dimensional, which is about the relationship, then pulling in the spiritual aspect, it was clearly three-dimensional, and it clearly became the Trinity, which was bringing in the divine with the horse and with myself. And it just seemed so obvious that that's where I wanted to be.
my inner self. It was just calling me. I was at a time in my life, I just felt I'm losing my inner strength. Just too many things had happened over the last few years, and I was obviously searching. And a lot of people, they always think they find the right person or the right partner, and then everything would be all right. But they forget that they must search just inside themselves. And this place has opened all that up for me again. I found my inner truth, and I've learned to love myself again. I think I've learned to live in the moment, and just what I do at that moment, I do correctly and calmly, and not with a lot of stress. I always did 3 things at once, or 4, 5 things. And I really don't want to do that anymore, because that's what makes you ill. You can't stay focused, you can't stay centered. You know, it starts with you don't find your phone, you don't find your keys, you don't find your glasses, because you've got all this stuff in your mind all the time. And we don't need that, it's no good. You can do loads of things, but just always focus at this moment, what you do right now, and then this moment becomes so much longer, so full of more quality.
Later.